So recently, I've released a video where I was able to save up 100,000 Primogems on my free-to-play account. It was a pretty big milestone to achieve, and with a milestone this big, it's inevitable there will be questions regarding to the existence of this account, and in this video, I'll be answering some of those questions. For anyone that is unfamiliar with the concept of Primogems, it's basically Genshin Impact's premium currency to roll on various betas. These range from 5-star promotional characters to specialized 5-star weapons for certain characters. There's also the standard banner that's just there cause why not? Now, if you have the funds to do so, you can just buy your way into these promotional characters with Genesis crystals. But this is a free-to-play player talking about a free-to-play account, so we won't be talking about pay-to-play means to play Genshin Impact in this video. Now, having this much Primogems as a free-to-play player can only mean one thing, and that's that I don't wish a lot, if at all. That itself has various implications of how I play the game throughout the year, but we'll get to that later on in the video. But for now, to the skeptical viewers who think that all of this is fake, here's a dedicated section to prove that I am free to play. Although it's technically impossible to prove that this is a free-to-play account due to various reasons, I can, however, demonstrate why this account would make more sense to be free-to-play. The first place to check if you are free-to-play is the Genesis Crystal purchase screen. Here, you can see whether if I've used the first purchase discount, which can help prove that this is a free-to-play account. I'm aware that there was a thing called Genesis Crystal Anniversary Reset, which basically resets your first purchase discount if you bought Genesis Crystals prior to Genshin's first anniversary. But despite that, it does prove that I have not bought Genesis Crystals after Genshin's first anniversary, which at least amounts to something. Next is the character selection screen. Looking at the character selection screen, you can see that I don't have a lot of characters, but more importantly, there's only 2 5-stars. Traveler being the default character that everyone will have, and Aloy being the special Horizon Dawn character that everyone was able to get if they played within the version 2.1 or version 2.2 update. This is important to note as if you've done a substantial amount of wishing in any banner, it is inevitable you'll gain 5-star characters. The fact that there are only 2 5-star characters and it's Traveler and Aloy, it's safe to say that this account did not go through a lot of wishing, if at all. Now we look at the wishing history. This is the place where the game keeps tracks of your wishes made within the last 6 months. And as this list is empty, this can prove that this account has not wished in any banners in the last 6 months. Looking at the inventory, more specifically the weapons, as you can see, it's all 4 stars, but more importantly, there's no Battle Pass weapons. This helps to show that there are no Battle Pass purchases in this account. And finally, there's the Welkin screen. No active Welkins at the moment, so there's no Welkin boost of any kind. Together, this should help create a better picture that this account would make more sense to be a free-to-play account, and the Primogems that you see here are all collected within free-to-play means. Now that we have established that this account is free-to-play, we move on to the questions. Why I don't roll? And the answer to that question is that I just don't feel like it. I was able to enjoy Genshin Impact without involving myself too much with the gacha aspect of the game, so I never felt compelled to roll. The game by itself isn't too hard to complete, and the events were already accessible from a free-to-play perspective. Even the Spiral Abyss, the hardest content in the game, can be completed with just free-to-play characters, but it does require your characters to be pretty well built, and you need to know some stuff such as iframes and elemental reactions. Specifically for Floor 12, knowing enemy movement patterns is really important to be the DPS check, but once you know what's going on, completing the Abyss is just something that just happens. Since I'm able to clear the hardest content with every reset, there's no reason for me to roll for anyone. How many Primogems did I earn on average per version, and more importantly, how much is my account worth in terms of USD? The first question is pretty simple to answer. Not including the current update, Genshin Impact has gone through 8 updates ranging from version 1.0 all the way to version 2.1, which therefore means that if I have never spent any Primogems over the course of my time in Genshin Impact, and if I have exactly 100,000 Primogems as of the beginning of version 2.2, each version would have given around 12,500 Primogems, which translates to around 78 wishes. The second question is a little bit more complicated to answer. Assuming that I have exactly 102,120 Primogems, have 43 intertwined fates, and 129 standard fates, and with each fate being worth 160 Primogems, this account technically has 129,648 Primogems worth of fates. With 6,480 Genesis crystals being worth around 100 USD, you can get the same amount of Primogems I have right now by paying a little bit over 2,000 USD. This does not consider the first time purchase discount and the fact that Accruing Fates have less value than Intertwined Fates. But it was pretty funny to know in a theoretical sense that I have 2,000 USD worth of wishes that unfortunately I will never be able to translate into actual cash. Do I recommend this playstyle? I think it depends on what you think is fun. Having fun is a very subjective thing and different people find doing different things fun. If you think rolling and getting 5 stars is fun, then go for it. If you think playing Genshin Impact with a traveler with no elements is fun, then go for it. But personally, I did it for the challenge. Back in the first iteration of this, beating the Abyss was extremely difficult, especially when you only have the guaranteed 7 characters to work with. Despite the odds heavily stacked against us, I was able to beat that iteration of Abyss with 7 seconds remaining, and that remained to be the best experience I had with a Genshin Impact. Nowadays, I just keep the account as it is because why not? I don't feel like wishing for anyone, and until that changes, I'll be holding these Primogems. I do need 201,600 Primogems to guarantee a C6 5-star after all. So until I get that amount of Primogems, goodbye.